Happy Friday. But what if it's not? Austin, it's hard, man. You don't understand how difficult it is for me, man. I'm struggling every day. I'm trying to get by. I'm scratching and I'm clawing. I see all these people happy on a Friday celebrating like it's all great, but I'm struggling, man. Challenging times call for unplanned actions. I'll be right back. I want to share with you this new poem that I just wrote. And I want to talk to you about an unplanned step for you. It can change today. I'll be right back. Still the flower blooms. The wind blows fierce. Still the flower blooms. The earth moves and shakes. Still the flower blooms. The rains are heavy. Still the flower blooms. The lightning strikes. Still the flower blooms. The sun scorches its corolla. Still the flower blooms. The bee steals its nectar. Still the flower blooms. Pistil will wither. Petals will fade. Still the flower blooms. And still the flower blooms, and still you have a purpose. There's something for you to do. Austin, do you ever get depressed? I was asked this question recently. Austin, do you ever get depressed? Do you have down moments? Heck yes. Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes, I have down moments. Yes, I wake up on the roller coaster. But I never stop pouring into myself. Because if I don't pour into myself, and I'm no good to you. So if you're not feeling happy Friday, I hope you are. If you're feeling happy Friday, type something in the comments, like give people a reason to smile. I don't care. Type it in the comments. And if you're not that happy Friday and you're just trying to get by, like, listen, it's a simple invitation. I want you to feel a little bit better today. I know it's hard to go from, scratching and clawing to you're elated, but I do believe that you can go from down to just an incremental move up, just a small move, and feel a little bit better. And I don't know what that is, but I want to invite you to discover it today for you, not for me, but for you, because here's what I know. I know that you have it in you. I know it. I believe it. And why can I be so sure? How can I be so sure? Because I know what I had to dig through and let go of in myself. And I know that if I can go from where I am to here, and because most people don't know my whole story, and I'm not going to share it right in this moment, but I do have a book called Flashpoint. If you type in Flashpoint Manifesting book on Audible or Apple, you can get that. You can listen to the sample if you want, but you have a story. And today, maybe that story is getting up and taking one step. Maybe that step for you today is getting out and putting your hand out or asking for something. And if you're somebody that's feeling happy and great, maybe you're going to put a hand down and reach down to someone else. We all need each other, no matter what we think or say, no matter what it seems like. It's challenging sometimes, and sometimes it requires unplanned action. So when the unexpected challenges, I didn't expect to be here, we dial into unplanned actions. We get out of our comfort zone, and I want to invite you to do that. I'm going to be in Philadelphia, and here's what I want to share with you. I want you to I want you to get out of your head, because I used to live in my head and I have the marks in my forehead to prove it. Always thinking, overthinking, overthinking my way into feeling worse. I'm going to think my way out of this thing. But I thought myself worse because I started running all the scenarios. Oh, what if that happens? And what if this happens? And then next thing you know, you paint yourself into a small little corner and you can't seem to get out. But today you can. Today you can, because this video is for you. And by the way, I can't see the comments, so I don't know if sometimes they change the security measures. But if you're there, I'm sending you an ocean of love today. I don't know where you are. You might be a 1, you're barely scratching, getting by. You might be a 7 or an 8, and you're feeling great. And if that's you, I invite you to pour some of that out. Maybe it's your story. Maybe you reach out to one person and say, I believe in you. I don't know what it is, but I know that each person can help somebody, and you may not think you can. And sometimes when you're down and you're a 1 or 2, but you pour into someone else, all of a sudden it elevates you. I've been on a roller coaster. I am officially selling my home. I'm out. I'm selling this property, and I'm going on a world tour to bring poetry and presence to the world, where we cultivate conscious moments. Let me read this to you, because this is new. This is an event that's happening. I'm excited, and I want you to be a part of it. But this is maybe that unplanned action. Let the poetic verse of freedom enter your ear as the words echo off of the 200-year-old walls of the Arch Street Meeting House. Cultivate conscious moments of presence when inspiration sprouts deep in you as seeds of infinitude, changing you in a single, unexpected flashpoint moment. Join me in historic Old City at the Arch Street Meeting House as I kick off the world tour for poetry and presence. This unique event will be an epic experience like nothing you've ever done before, but it's subtle. It's subtle. You walk in, you sit down, you're in history. Be a part of this historic event from the cobblestone streets of Philadelphia as I make my way to the banks of the Thames River in London. So I'm going to be going from Philadelphia to London, but I want you to benefit from the journey. I couldn't have scripted this. I would be crazy. I'd be crazy. I'm on the edge. I couldn't have scripted my story. As much as I wanted to, it's the unexpected things, the unexpected challenges, unexpected, unplanned actions to counter those things that lead to unexpected, incredible inspiration. We're a funny species. We like to think that we can manipulate our way and we can get the 5 steps and we can do all this stuff. But ultimately, it's what rises up in you. Somebody could give you the steps, you could follow them, you could learn, but ultimately, it's what rises in you that's going to make all the difference. All right, let's share some news, because I know some people are going to get this on the playback. This event is going to be epic. We're doing a poetry and presence event with a walking tour on the cobblestone streets of Philadelphia. We're going to traipse through history. We're going to trace these little gems of freedom in these little nooks and crannies of Old City, Philadelphia. So we're going to go through poetry and presence. And then for the first 10 tickets sold, you'll be going on a walking tour with me through Philadelphia, about 7 blocks from where I was born. Again, could not have scripted this. Let me pull up the website. I want to share that with you. I have it here. Let's see if we can share this with you, because I just put this up. The website is just up to get the tickets. It's July 6th, historic weekend here in Philadelphia, July 6th, weekend after July 4th. It's a Saturday. The main event is 1 to 5. And then the walking tour is 5 to 7. It's at the Arch Street Meeting House. They have free parking in the city. Free parking? Are you kidding me? You got to know where you're going, but it's there. And I actually put that in the description. Let me share this with you. And by the way, give me a shout. Give me a shout. Don't just sit there. Say hello. Even if you're feeling like a 1 or a 2, just say, I'm here. Like, sometimes that's just enough. I'm here, man. I just came on here. I'm here. If you think I'm nuts, that's cool too. I don't care. Let me grab this screen share here. Share the screen. Poetry and Presence. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, there it is. You see Free Your Heart and Soul, Poetry and Presence. I have it on the backdrop there too. Let me just try something here while we might as well play around. There we go. Look at that. Okay. Walking tour with Austin. We're going to do something in London, but that's to be determined. So right now we're in Philadelphia, Saturday, July 6th, 1 to 5 p.m. I'm excited. I'm excited to pour out into you. I know what this event's going to do for you. I don't care if you're a 1 or a 2 or a 10. You're gonna get something from this. Arch Street Meeting House, 320 Arch Street. The walking tour is 5 to 7. I will put this link right now in the screen so you can see it. It's the first 10 tickets. The first 10 tickets sold for the main event, you'll automatically get the walking tour. Because I can only take so many people on a walking tour. I can't take 50 people on a walking tour. That would be tough. Let me put this up here. You can see it's austinjhaynes.com/live poetry. I'll put that up as a banner, and you can go to my website. I'll make sure this is up. This will be up on the events section so you can see this. And remember, unexpected challenges require unplanned actions. Let poetry and presence pour into your life. Cultivate conscious moments. Try something new. I know it's hard. I know you think the world's a certain way, and we tend to repeat the same behaviors. I've been there, and it's just opening up a little bit. And if you're a 1 or a 2 and you're scratching your clawing, it seems like going to an event like this seems like enormous step, but I promise you, you're in good hands. And just sitting in the room, just being in the room. It's a $24 ticket, $24 for 2024 Poetry and Presence. Again, the walking tours for the first 10 people. What else did I want to share with you? Okay, let me put the website up on the screen so you can go to the website in case you can't find it on there, but it'll be on there. It'll be under my itinerary. And then you'll be able to make history. Like, let's make history. This is going to kick off the world tour. I'll be going to London after this. Again, I can't script this. This is completely something that could have only evolved as I moved through. But as you go down, you can secure your seat here. It's a $24 ticket. First 10 people get the walking tour. Main event is 1 to 5. History. I mean, we're going to be in old city Philadelphia, cobblestones, 200-300-year-old things in there, and history around every nook and cranny. We're going to have a great time, and I know it's going to be incredibly impactful. It's imagine if you take mindfulness, poetry, music, experiential learning. I have other folks that are going to be there. They're going to be sharing their stories, their poems. I got some sponsors that are doing some really cool things to serve people. We've got to get out of this traditional thinking. It seems to me, and I know I was there, you want to stay in the traditional thinking, but you want this change. You've got to open up, but only a little bit. That's the cool thing. You don't have to, you don't have to change everything overnight. I found that just showing up, just putting yourself in the place. And I think back to my journey. I had my greatest thing when I just said yes to an event. That was it. And I showed up. And then something else showed up. And then it's like, as you step, the step appears. And you can't wrap your head around that when you're in a traditional way of thinking. So just open up just a little bit. You know, if you're a 1 or a 2 and you're scratching, you're clawing, it can seem like a big step, but you're in good hands. If you're a 7, 8, or 10, in other words, you're a 10, you're feeling fantastic, like come in and pour into this place. It's going to be amazing. So I have the history of the Arch Street Meeting House, the description that I just read to you. And then since this is a fairly new thing for me, poetry and presence, these are some testimonies that I got when I did this. I felt like something deep inside of me was unlocked today. Austin changed my aura. And that came from a guy I would never expect. Like he was like a real kind of a masculine like guy, you blue collar work. I would never expect, but he said that. And then a woman said, Austin helped liberate a voice today. So, and I know there's more. I'm going to be building out the testimonies because this is a subtle, profound thing. This is not, I mean, sometimes it's this explosive thing, but I found for most people, it's very subtle. It creeps in and it's unexpected. Something rises up. You're like, whoa, where did that come from? And in that, you find this newness. And it was there all along, but you didn't know it was there because you were thinking a certain way. You were looking at yourself with the wrong eyes. You were going through the valley of growth and you thought this was the end of the road, but it wasn't. You open up your eyes, lift your head up. There's more. I'm telling you, I want my story, like forget my words, my story. I worked for a corporation. I dropped out of college, worked for a Fortune 500 company, almost got fired. In the beginning, they were going to be like, sorry, you're not performing. Scratched my way, made that, stayed there for 19 years. In the middle of the best year, I quit to do something, to become a speaker. And all of a sudden that road changed and there was something unexpected. Poetry. I could never have scripted that. But you know what happened? When I went back and looked at my journals that I've secured over 20 years of journaling, you know what was there? Poetry. It never crossed my mind. It was in there. It was these lines and words and verse and things that I've written down. I never thought you're a poet. Why? Because I didn't believe myself to be a writer. I didn't believe could be an author. I didn't believe I could be a poet. That was for other people, not for me. And you might be feeling that way. You might be feeling that's for other people. That's not for me. Let me tell you something. You don't know what's possible. You don't know what you're capable of. But and you may not, and you don't need to know right in this moment. But all you need to know is what that next logical step is. And all you need to do is take it. Just say yes. Take it. Put your foot out. The step's not there. Put your foot out. The step will appear. This is one option for you. This is one option. This is poetry and presence with a walking tour. Let this speak to you. I can't buy the ticket for you. I can't drag you there. I can't do that. But here's the thing. If this doesn't resonate to you, doesn't resonate with you, let me know what will. Type it in, send me a message. I'm going to do this. I saw your video. I decided to do this because here's what I want you to know. You might be thinking of 1,000 things and working with thousands of people. It's one thing. It's one. It's one. It's not 1,000. It's one. And so what is that one thing? What is your one next logical step? That's enough. I'm working on another poem that is going to speak to this, but it's not done yet. So let me share the poem that I have written. I shared it earlier, and we'll close it out. If this resonates, get your ticket. Do it for you. Don't do it for me. Because the only thing that matters is what you do. The only thing that matters is what's happening inside of you and what you choose to do about it. Nothing lands. The only thing that's I know is permanent is death. And people have come back from the dead. They were dead, they came back. We know that happened. If you're hearing this, there's something there. Don't let the obsessive mind talk you into a corner like it's over. I mean, how many options are there in this moment? I was going to have this discussion with somebody. Are there infinite decisions right now, or is there a finite amount of decisions you can make? We'll let that one sit. If you can't get to there's an infinite number of decisions, there's lots of options. But we need to get outside of traditional thinking. Here's the flyer and a poem. I hope you have an incredible Friday. If you're feeling like a 1 to 3, you're down in the dumps, just do something to feel a little bit better today. And if you're a 7, 8, or 9, magnify that energy. Let your light shine on other people that might be struggling. And if this helped you today, let me know, because that helps me do more. The flyer and then the poem I just wrote, and I'll catch you soon. Still the flower blooms. The wind blows fierce. Still the flower blooms. The earth moves and shakes. Still the flower blooms. The rains are heavy. Still the flower blooms. The lightning strikes. Still the flower blooms. The sun scorches its corolla. Still the flower blooms. The bee steals its nectar. Still the flower blooms. Pistil will wither, petals will fade. Still the flower blooms.